All right, we're back for round two. Hopefully, this is working a lot better. Let's see if I can invite some people here. All right, see if I can't get some folks. We're back. 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 Oh, somebody's watching already. Good. Don't know who's here. Simon. Let's get Trayvon. Jack Savage. Philip Redden. Invite Cypher. Jeffrey. Jay. Brian. Let's see. Steve. Ricky. Cliff. All right, I'm inviting some folks here. So if you're back online, hang on. I'm inviting some people. So we were talking about minimum wage and how we left off on the last video that I had to end because I had a crappy connection. I was saying that I did a little bit of research, and the minimum wage has not kept up with inflation since the 70s, and that I did the math on that, and it boils down to, according to my calculations, which could be extremely wrong. Don't quote me. My calculations say that to keep up with inflation from 1970 whatever till today, minimum wage should be about $9.25 an hour to keep up with inflation. Now, if you're making $9.25 an hour, you have a much easier time affording your little lifestyle. But that was my other point that I was making in the last video. It's part of the issue we have is people are living lifestyles which are a little more than they probably should be. I mean, look, we buy and we spend all this money on stuff and crap we don't need. I mean, like I said, this little gadget that I have in my hand, I'm talking to you people, and it's such a distraction. It costs a lot of money. Dude, I don't need to spend $50 a month or $60 a month on this thing. I can get rid of this thing and get a little flip phone for like, $15 a month or something like that. Unlimited talk and text. I can still text everybody. That's what have the spiffy internet and apps and all that crazy crap. You know. Yeah, but we're just we're addicted to our technology. We're addicted to this lifestyle that we don't necessarily need. And Poncho, what's up, man? Poncho Stewart, man. Uh, we do know you're watching in the nude, Chris. We can see you too, don't you know? Give us a little bit of the jackhammer. We know you used to dance back in the day. Sony has requested. Let's see if we can approve. Adding Tony. We're adding Tony. Hey,
Can
hey!
can you see and hear me now?
I can see and hear you now.
Hey, all right. Fantastic.
I think it was my internet connection was janky before. I had to reset the router.
I don't know, you kept freezing up on mine, and it was like,
You kept freezing up
oh,
on mine, so
it was weird.
swing low, baby. Langston, you crazy bastard. Anyway, so yeah, we were talking about the old minimum wage debate. Hey there, Morgan. So yeah, like I said, people. I don't disagree that minimum wage needs to be raised, but I also don't agree that everyone needs to be making $15 an hour. Especially, look, here's my suggestion because I'm all about trying to
Hey,
find solutions. Go ahead, Tony.
I said, hey, Morgan. He
So
said, hey, I said, hey, man.
I agree, Langston, that everyone can solve their problems with more midget porn. Absolutely. But here's
Yeah.
my suggestion. I'm about finding solutions to problems, not just bitching about problems and calling other people stupid for disagreeing with my ideas. Uh, so here's the thing. how about this? What if we base the minimum wage on what level of skill and physical labor was required? So, like, let's say you got a job and it doesn't require a lot of strenuous physical labor, but it also requires no particular talent. Hey, you just got to come in here and carry package A from this side of the building to that side of the building and give it to that guy. And you get something from him and bring it back. It doesn't require a lot of physical, difficult labor. It just requires, some tediousness, the tediousness of the job, just a person standing there doing something even repetitive. How about we make those jobs like 7.25 an hour? They truly are menial labor. They don't even take physical strength and dexterity. And then we do like a second layer. Like, okay, if you're a hardworking laborer, you're digging ditches and you're toting big bags of concrete on the job, you need to be getting paid $8.50 an hour minimum. What if we did like a tiered minimum wage? That makes sense to me.
But yeah, but somebody would still bitch about it. I mean, it's just that's
yes, and that's the other side of the coin, Tony. You're absolutely right. No matter what we do, doesn't matter if a Democrat comes up with it, a Republican, or if a bipartisan miracle happens, and like 100% of Congress and gets together and says this is the absolute right solution, and scientists and everybody in the world agrees, you know what, they got the right solution. That's the right way. You're going to have about 25% of the population go, no, it's unfair, it's racist, it's bigotous, it's misogynistic, it's something. Somebody's going to find some reason to bitch about. You're absolutely right. No one is ever happy.
That's politics.
Yeah. See, politics.
That's politics.
See, if you look up the definition of the word politics, and I've done this, politics is by definition is the practice of negotiating one's position through social interaction. Kinda. That's kind of a rough. Basically, it's playing politics. It's like, hey, if it's making deals. That's what politics is, according to the definition. It's making deals with one another. But that's not what politics is now. What politics is now, promising things that you have no intention of giving anyone and convincing them that everyone else is the bad guy.
Yep.
That's what politics is now. And that, and we all buy into it, man. That's what's so sad. We all just, and I'm guilty of it too, man. I just get sucked in sometimes. Somebody says just the right thing the right way. I'm like, yeah, fuck them motherfuckers. And then after a couple of days, I start thinking about, fuck them motherfuckers. But those motherfuckers do have a little bit of a point. It's like the minimum wage people. You know what? They do have a little bit of a point. But at the same time, I think the winning side of the argument is $7.25 is an adequate minimum wage, depending on the job you do.
Well, minimum wage isn't designed to be a livable wage.
No.
Minimum.
Exactly. It's meant to prevent you from getting paid slave wages.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's Tony always looks good.
Yeah, I look like this all the time. Are you kidding me? I have a 1-year-old that's in there asleep. So yeah, this is me 24/7.
You looked like that before you had the 1-year-old. You just look tired all the time, Tony.
That is true. I don't know why. I don't know.
But but no, you're right. It's not meant to be a true livable wage. It's meant to you're meant to get paid minimum wage so that you can go out and you can split bills with someone else. And even back in the 1930s when it was implemented,
it just gives companies a foundation to start you at, so they can't fucking start you at $3 an hour, basically.
Yeah, it's meant to prevent slave wages.
Getting your foot in the door, that's where you're starting at. You're right, and you work your way up from there.
Yeah, and look, back in the day, way back in the 1930s, when 1938 is when the Fair Labor and Practices Act was passed. I mean, Fair Labor and Standards Act was passed. 1938, FDR, and it was instituted.
That also the same time that income tax was implemented.
Yeah. See. So not only did did they and that's also another part of the coin. They implemented minimum wage as a way to make sure everyone was making just enough to pay taxes. Like, well, we're gonna take
Oh,
taxes. We got to make sure they're making enough because we got to have the taxes to help them to help create jobs that they can get paid minimum wage to do.
well, the grand idea with income tax was it was to subsidize World War II, the cost of World War II.
No,
And
no, 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 no. World War II wasn't even on the table when the income tax was implemented, Tony. Income tax was implemented like 1932 or something like that. I have to look up the exact date. My brother would know it off the top of his head. But yeah, like the early 1930s is when income tax was implemented, and it was implemented to help pay for projects to help get us out of the depression. It's like we're going to tax
right.
people and back then they were taxing the rich at like 90, 80, 90%, like an outrageous amount. Basically, hey, rich people, give us a bunch of money so that we can create projects and jobs so that poor people can have a job and then they can pay taxes too. And then we can fund more jobs. And it was, I mean, I get what they're thinking in theory. In theory, it's a good idea. It's like, oh, if everybody chips in, then we'll be able to create jobs, and then everybody can always have a job. Then no one will be without a job. Then they can all pay taxes. And we can help take care of things that they need and build stuff. We can
Oh,
build stuff with each other. It was a great idea, but it was
generally,
inherent.
socialism's a good idea in theory alone.
Socialism and communism both, in theory, work, but in practice, generally don't. Right? And honestly, capitalism doesn't work in practice because there's one key factor, one key flaw in all of those political and economic systems. People. People are selfish, greedy. 1913 was income tax. Thank you, Amy. Uh,
Well,
yeah,
Amy gets a
people
gold star.
people are greedy, selfish pricks. And so if you give
Sure.
someone who has access to that level of money, it's like, oh, whoa, 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 wait, wait. We're collecting $1 from everyone in America and I'm in charge of it? Okay. And I can spend it on certain whatever the hell I want as long as it's within a certain frame. Okay, well, my buddy Bob has a construction company. I'll just pay my buddy Bob to start a construction project, pay him a little extra. He can kick me back a little extra.
Yep.
So Bob will get paid. I'll make a little extra on the side. And dude, that's how it started. That is exactly how it started. And now it's just out of control. It's become so out of control. It's institutionalized and accepted.
Hello, my dog is here. Hello, dog. My dog's happy about that.
But
Girlfriend and dog are both here.
girlfriend and dog,
Yeah.
they're not the same person, are they?
They're genuinely not. Lucy. Okay, you're getting the bed one. You make a call, I guess. I don't know. Okay.
So
This is
anyway,
right.
so everybody needs to. So look, man, like I said, so my suggestion is a tiered minimum wage. If you got a better suggestion, Tony, I'm willing to listen to it. I think I like my tiered minimum wage idea. Like if you do a job that literally just requires a person to be at the switch, you don't do anything physical.
I mean, I agree with you 100% on that. It depends on what the job is and what you're required to do. Like if you have the responsibilities or whatever, But
Yeah,
if you're, dropping fries and hash browns at McDonald's, I'm sorry, but you don't get $15 fucking an hour. I'm sorry, no.
yeah, because it requires. You know how long? Because you know what? It takes literally 10 minutes to train someone to do that job. Because I've done that job and I've trained people to do that job. It takes 10 minutes to teach someone to do that job.
To press like
And
two buttons.
it requires no physical labor, and the physical risk is minuscule. Oh, but the fryer is hot and you could burn yourself. Well, don't be a fucking moron.
Yeah, don't be an idiot. That's
If you're
always
not
a good rule of thumb. Don't be stupid.
Yeah, exactly. The only time I worked in restaurants for a long time, you worked in them for a while too, Tony. I know you did. And in all that time, every time I hurt myself, it's because I wasn't paying attention
It's because
or
stupid.
I was doing something stupid, or I literally just it was just an accident, just pure one in a million happenstance.
Right.
So, so yeah, exactly. Fry flippers and burger flippers. I'm sorry, it takes you 10 minutes to learn how to do that job. It's
Yeah.
and not to mention it's all done by. It's not. You already have to have the skill of I got to know how to cook fries. Dude, the machine has a timer on it. You put the thing in the thing, you drop the basket, you hit the timer, and wait. Beep.
The only manual labor involved in that is salt. Really.
Yeah, and,
Genuinely
and,
salting.
and
Wow.
exactly, and carrying the box to and from the fryer. So
Yeah.
that yeah. So yeah, I think the tiered minimum wage system. I think that's a good starting point to solve the minimum wage issue. Because look, I know some people who get paid minimum wage, and these guys or people they do jobs that require a little bit of skill, and it requires some require some serious physical labor and I'm like, you know what, 725 is not enough for that fucking job. Hey
Bet.
Joe, what's going on?
Order pizza.
Speaking of fast food workers.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I've been waiting for her to get here so we can order pizza.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Good job.
Just
So,
have,
yeah,
yeah. No.
yeah. So yeah. So that's my argument on the minimum wage.
Yeah.
Have fun, Terry. Enjoy your night at work driving a forklift. Don't skewer anyone.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do not.
or do. Just make sure you get it on video.
Oh, and I want to say thank you to Terry for the present for Paisley's birthday. It was awesome. Yeah. So that was awesome.
Thanks,
And he
Terry.
show up and bring a gift. That was amazing. Thank you, sir.
So what's going on? What's going on with you, Tony? What you want to talk about?
Well, I was not aware that skinheads still existed until Slayer, obviously, with their little fucking salute and all that business.
Yeah, skinheads
I wasn't
are
aware,
still.
but
Yeah,
and as skinheads do, and as we know this through history and through time and through experience, if there's a pit, they always target the smallest person possible and attack them. So,
gotcha.
in,
So
in
so
comes
skinheads
me, as
so
usual.
skinheads haven't changed in the 20 years since we were on stage and we were touring and had skinheads out in our crowd starting shit that we had to jump off stage and correct behavior.
I am carrying on the legacy even 20 years later.
Skinheads just don't know how to act, man. I mean, they got stupid beliefs, so they act stupid in public, man.
Well, that's why I do get grabbed up by his fucking throat and.
Do you know Steven McCord? Steven Zero Night McCord, you know him?
No.
Oh, well, see, he sent me a friend request. I didn't know if he was on the video or not. Whatever.
I don't know who
But
that is.
look, man. I mean, skinhead, dude. They're
I actually had somebody ask me after the incident with the skinhead and me fucking pucking out said skinhead. They asked me if I was a sharp. Again, didn't even know those still existed.
yeah, they're still around.
I was like, but
all those people are all that subculture is never going to go away. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, man.
there's just no place for that shit. There's just not.
I'm with you, dude. I'm so bent on people and races. Like, the other day, I don't want to get off on a racism conversation, but like the other day, I was out doing some stuff. I was working in some places, not my usual places, but I was in some different places, but with people I know, people I've known for a while. And I don't know why, but they got on this subject of
Were you on the side?
was on the south side? No, it wasn't. I was in Midtown.
Oh.
But anyway, so I was working with some people I know, and we're setting up for some shows and stuff like that. We're doing some stuff, and and these look, I know these guys. These guys, and this is the problem I have when you get into a racism conversation. It's like, okay, these guys, there are levels of racism, and I know it's real hard being a white guy and saying that to a black guy. They're like, there's no such because black guys go, there's no such thing as racism. Either you are, or you aren't. It's like, yeah, but there is. There's levels, and no levels are okay. Let me put that out there. No level is okay. None.
Everybody has a little bit of racism in them, and it's not even so
Everybody
much
does.
racism as it is indifference because they're different.
No, it's no prejudice. Everybody has prejudice. Everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
And unfortunately, that largely revolves around race. Now, racism, by the textbook definition, I'm going strictly by the dictionary, is not as common as one might think. Prejudice and bigotry, those are as prevalent as people believe.
Right.
But it's not the same as the textbook definition of racism. I'm going purely academic here, purely academic, not social, not social reality. Social reality is different from the academic definition. But anyway, what pissed me off, is I was with these guys and they started throwing around the N word, man, and I was like, dude, what the hell are you guys doing? Because look, these guys, I know them. You know, they don't hold animosity toward anyone of color. And they don't dislike anyone of color. But they were talking, and I've never really heard these guys say this kind of stuff. And in all the years I've known them, for it had never really come up. And then all of a sudden it was just everywhere. And I'm like, why are you guys saying this shit, man? Why, like, man, I've known you guys for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. I'm like, why now? What is with the use of this word out of nowhere? And the thing is, I know, like I said, they don't dislike anyone of color, but they got plenty of friends and they help people out, and they even agree that hey man, those skinheads are fucking assholes and fuck the Ku Klux Klan. Nah, we don't want no shit. But then they go around saying the N word. I'm like, dude, do you not see that's almost that you're not helping by saying that dumb shit? Just that word's got to go. I mean, and honestly, I think that word needs to be erased from the lexicon for white people and black people. Fuck we're taking the power back from it. It just needs to go.
Yeah,
Because
if
it
you
just,
go away and fuck off, that'd be great.
yeah, I mean, it just needs to go. But anyway, I didn't want, like I said, I don't want to get off on a whole racism conversation because
Ooh,
that's just too heavy for right now, man. That's
I
just
know
too heavy. So
we can absolutely talk about, and it's fantastic.
what's that?
That is the Space Force.
This fucking guy. Oh my God.
First of all, okay.
Space Force t-shirts are available at taekwondo.com, by the way. My t-shirt company. You can go get your own Space Force t-shirt there. If you don't like the design, tell me so. Send me a message on my page, and I'll design a new one. Anyway, go on, Tony.
Are we going to have bases on other planets? Like, is that what's happening here? Like, are we going to be stationed here on Earth, or how?
Well, right now, the way I've heard it explained by Trump and Pence and all those guys, the way I've heard it explained, and like I said, there may be more that sorry, I can't listen to the news all day. It just pisses me off. I just can't.
Fantastic. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, my Star Wars dreams are coming true right now, like in real time. Like, I'm completely okay with that.
But my understanding,
for us to have a Space Force, is there something they're not telling us?
Like, no, it's Trump trying to be.
We just need to defend ourselves, or is this another like one of those Star Wars things from the Ronald Reagan style?
Well, okay. Now think about this for a second. Now, Trump is not a complete ass for suggesting a Space Force. But there are a couple caveats to that statement. One,
Well,
we
there's a lot of
kind of are.
could have called it something else, not Space Force.
Well, yeah, Space
It
Force
sounds like
was
a
a
really
bad.
terrible science fiction movie.
Space Force has bad PR just
It's
from
like
the even
Police
before you.
Academy Space.
But anyway, one problem is for Trump, we actually already kind of have a Space Force. It's called the United States Space Command. It's part of the Air Force. It already exists, and they kind of already do what the so-called Space Force is going to do.
Ordering Domino's. We order those cinnamon bread bite things.
Sorry, guys, let me wait on Tony to order his dinner here.
Yeah, go back in and add it. Those things are fantastic.
So
All right.
anyway, so that's one issue, and two, like you said, calling it Space Force just makes it sound even dumber than it actually is. But two, okay, so this my understanding of what the Space Force is going to do is he's not complete ass for suggesting it. Spaceballs, I agree. President Scroob, salute. Um, but yeah, because look, with the advent of consumer private industry making their presence in space, SpaceX, what's the SpaceX and the other ones? There's like three of them now.
Yeah.
So as private enterprise starts to move out into space, space is going to become a much more common part of everyday life. That will inevitably
The final foot.
It's just like you and I were talking about war a couple weeks ago, and it has to do with control of land and territory. War is all about control of land and territory and resources. Space is going to become a new territory, and it has resources. Therefore, there will be space battle. There will be battles over space. Those battles will probably more likely be fought on Earth than they will be in outer space.
Okay,
But
that shatters a little bit of my expectation. I'm thinking, spaceships, laser beams, fucking,
but see,
deal.
no, you're not completely out of crazy, Tony, because that stuff is all coming. The laser weaponry is already here. It's not perfected.
Star. That's all I want to know.
Say what?
Is Trump going to build a Death Star? That's all I want to know.
Not sure.
Is that possible?
Not sure.
Could we possibly start a GoFundMe for a Death Star?
Maybe more of a Star Killer base than a Death Star?
Well, that's actually what the Death Star was originally called, was Star Killer. That's what that was its original name.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But can we start like a GoFundMe or something to get like a Death Star built? Like, because that would be fantastic.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was going to cost about, I don't know, $80 quadrillion. Sharks with freaking lasers, Amy. That's right.
Shark freaking laser beams.
We can not only have two people watching. I know we got more than two people watching.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't even look at it. I don't give a shit.
Well, I'm trying to build a fan base here.
Entertain the world.
See, Kelvin Thomas is watching. That's a weird face. This is what I grew up with, guys. This guy in my mug. Concerts making faces like that while I'm on stage.
Yeah. He's making.
Anyway, yeah, so he's not, look, Space Force is as dumb as it sounds. He's actually not insane for suggesting it. He's a little ahead of his time.
But he's not insane all at the same.
He's also not insane also, yes. But he's a little too early to the game. Because like I said, the United States Space Command is kind of already on top of all the stuff he's going to do. So unless he's planning on developing spaceship technology and X-wing fighters and shit, I mean,
cool.
Hey, look, dude, set up a pilot program for X-wing fighter pilots, I'm there, dude. Let's do this shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I'm gonna be first on the list because yes, that is something I want to do.
Absolutely, man. Don't think I won't go out and fucking, I won't strafe somebody here on Earth. Motherfucker.
You my ass off.
I will fucking strafe California right off the map.
Pew, 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 pew.
At least Southern California.
I mean, just the whole fucking thing, because it's such a mess, and oh my god, it's so liberal and just unbearable. We should just push it off into the ocean,
Yeah.
There was a thing like in the 1800s. It was the California Purchase.
Yes.
Can we get a refund?
No, we can't.
That's
No, and for all you people out there who happen to think that we stole California, because I've heard people say that in the past, we did not steal California. We bought it. Now, mind you, we did buy it when we kind of had a gun to their head, but we did buy it.
Technically, they didn't really buy any of it. Like, I mean, realistically, they didn't really buy any of it. Like, it was all taken by force. I mean,
well, yeah, but the Spanish took California by force. Then we bought it from Spain. Actually, no, we bought it from Mexico. When Mexico, after Mexico revolted against Spain and won their independence.
Texas is actually not owned by the United States.
It is an independent republic, but it is also a state. It is a legitimate state that has ratified the Constitution, and it's a for really real state. But it does have a special
there's a clause in there where they can absolutely cut themselves off from the United States.
Yeah, they have a special, they have like sort of like a weird secession clause where they can secede much easier than any other state.
America.
Because see, like technically for like another state to secede, there has to be like a whole process. Texas can do it like, hey, we secede, fuck you. So conversation over. They can just do it faster than everybody else.
Streamline process.
But anyway, yeah, people and I've had this argument with many people online about the South, Texas Southwest. I'm like, man, look, you people need to read some freaking history books, and you need to read multiple history books, because you know what? If you read Mexico's history books, which I have read a book from Mexico about the history of Mexico and the American Southwest, and their story is pretty much identical to ours, and that's them telling it, not us. And I'm like, so their story matches our story, so it's like, okay, you can't say it's been white privilege whitewashed. No, that's what happened. That's what even Spain is like, yeah, that's what happened. That's the way it went down. So yeah, reality is reality. Anyway, so look, I'm gonna give you guys
Are you ready?
Hey, girlfriend.
This is girlfriend.
This is boyfriend.
Yes, I see that.
and this dog.
My dog friend is in there. He's being shot tonight.
My dog friend loves me.
I'm going to give you guys a brief history lesson. This isn't a complete history. It's not. I'm sure there might be a mistake or two in here somewhere, but here's the basic history of the Southwest.
Brought up a very interesting point, and the answer to her question is absolutely they can. That is exactly what the clause is in there for.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, to my point. So here's kind of what went down. So long time ago, a bunch of Americans illegally immigrated into Mexico, i.e. Texas, right? They illegally immigrated into Texas, which was part of Mexico at the time. But the Mexican government said, you know what? You guys are cool. You can stay for a while. That's not a problem. It's all right. But the Texans started being assholes. They started doing fucked up shit, committing crimes, breaking laws, hurting people. And the Mexicans were like, you know what? We're not cool with that. You fuckers are going to have to go. So they started trying to kick people out. And those people started coming to the American government and said, hey, they're trying to kick us out of Texas. And so we said, hey, man, don't be such a dick to the people down in Texas. They're just trying to make a life for themselves. Why don't you leave them alone? Does this argument sound familiar, by the way? Anyway, so what ended up happening is Mexico said, no, fuck you. Get out of Texas. This is our land, or we're going to fuck you up. And we said, okay, you're going to fuck us up. Why don't you come fuck us up then? And the Mexican-American War began. It started off with just a little skirmish here and there, and it eventually led to the Alamo. Now, once the Alamo happened, then it became official. The United States said, oh, they just wiped out a whole bunch of people who were begging for their lives. Fuck that noise. Let's go get them. We started attacking them, and the Mexican-American War progressed. And then at a certain point, we were kicking the dog shit out of Mexico. And we had conquered everything. We took everything Mexico had north of the border, and we cut them off. And then we started moving south of the border. In fact, we were in control of territory as far south as Mexico City. We conquered Mexico City. We were in the streets. We took over the parliamentary house or whatever the fuck they have there. And we actually sent out letters. We meant to send out letters saying, hey, you know what? We've had enough of kicking your ass. So let's work out a peace treaty. But the thing was, the Mexicans were so afraid of the United States government at that point that they were in hiding. They disappeared. So it took us months to find all the Mexican leaders because they were all hiding from us. And we said, hey, look, all we want to do is tell your leaders we want peace, but the leaders were afraid. So finally we found them. We signed a treaty. And in the treaty, we say, tell you what, we're going to make the new border the Rio Grande River. Everything north of the Rio Grande will be ours. Everything south will be yours. And hey, just to make things cool, we're going to give you some money to pay for California and the rest of the shit too. Now, that's not exactly the correct timeline. Other things happened, and this happened before that happened, blah, blah, blah. But basically, that's how it went down. And that's how we came into possession of the entire southwest and west of the United States.
Actually, Louisiana was purchased from the French, actually.
Yeah, but Louisiana did not include Texas. Louisiana went north through Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas, Montana, the Dakotas. That's what was all included in the Louisiana Purchase. Spain controlled Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, California, Colorado, Utah. All that was California. Even as far up as into Oregon, they had territory. And we said, we're just taking all that shit. We're taking all that shit. We said, here's some money. Fuck you.
I don't know if I've before, but I have uncovered the solution to our immigration issue that the world seems to be having right now.
I don't annex Mexico.
53rd state.
Yeah, that's an option. But
Mexico's 53rd state, boom, now you're all American. Congratulations.
But now think about this, Tony. Think about all the shit going on in Mexico and the corruption and the drug dealers and blah, blah, blah. Dude, that immediately becomes our problem.
It's already our problem.
It is. But
it's absolutely our problem. I mean,
right now we can kind of ignore it. But we do need to deal with it. But see, we also kind of started that problem. So I mean, I guess it's kind of right that we fix it.
Well, right. I mean, but I think that we should absolutely, without question, make that the 53rd state. Let's be done with it. We don't need a wall. We don't need any of that.
Yeah, but think of it. Look, Mexico is a sovereign nation, and the thing would be convincing those people.
We do what we did with Puerto Rico. We made Puerto Rico a territory of the United States. We could do the absolute same thing with Mexico, make them a territory.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. The Puerto Ricans, they voted to be a territory. They said, you know what? We're cool with being you guys' territory. And like they can become a state. They can petition to become a state anytime they want. And so it's up to them. And honestly, they would be doing themselves a favor. Honestly, it would cut some bullshit and like the shit that happened with the hurricane and them still not having power down there. A lot of that would have been taken care of. Because
we can even fix the infrastructure in Mexico. Like, it wouldn't be an issue, you know?
well, and look, and I'm okay with that, but I mean that's a big process, man. It's not just as simple as oh fuck it, flip the switch and make it happen. But yeah, I mean, dude, our border would shrink from 2,000 miles to about 200. That's
Yeah,
much easier to defend.
be simple.
So yeah, that's definitely a potential solution.
You know,
But you know what?
I'm gonna
Denise
run
made
for
the
president.
what's that?
I'm gonna run for president, and that's gonna be my first order of business. Is you know, uniting Mexico with the United States or whatever.
I mean, it's not like I said, it's not completely crazy. It's really not. Um,
No, it's kind of how it works. I mean, realistically, I mean that's it's how it's worked in the past. I don't know why it would be any different now.
so we had a request earlier from Denise to talk about something more lighthearted. We got off onto racism for a minute, and now we're on to immigration. That's
Lighthearted. Mm.
I think Tony's going to become president, and then I'm going to usurp him and conquer Tony.
Damn it! That's a horrible plan.
I'm going to start my own revolution against Tony, but then I'm going to make Tony my vice president. And
Wait. Okay, so then I can start my own militia and take it back again.
or we could just bounce back and forth. We could just go back and forth, like you be president for 5 years, I'll be president for 5 years. You know,
Just take turns, like co-parenting.
take it.
We'll have joint custody of the United States of America.
So anyway, Denise asked earlier that we talk about something more fun. So she asked we talk about like concerts and stuff or something like that, something different, something fun. So I was like, okay, that sounds cool. So yeah, so let's talk about that. Hey, any Yngwie Malmsteen fans out there?
No,
Yngwie Malmsteen.
no, no. There's not. There's really not.
Well, he's going to be at the Masquerade on Friday.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Nobody gives a shit, and that'll be evident by the attendance.
Why exactly are we doing a chat? Because Tony and I like talking to each other and we're funny.
Yeah, we're very entertaining to each other.
We make each other laugh, and we hope that we'll make you laugh too.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's see.
Entertaining as hell. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I think I'm entertaining as hell, but that's just me.
So
I posted something earlier. I don't know if you saw it or not. There's going to be a benefit September the 5th at the Masquerade.
Yes, I saw that. I will try to make that.
It's on a Wednesday, I think, but I'm gonna go because it's to help somebody from our own metal community, basically, and
Cool.
I'm all about that shit.
Okay, I'm going to bring up a concert, and it also comes with a question. So there's a concert coming up called the Yacht Rock Review.
That's not new, actually. That happens every year.
Yeah. It's the 8th annual. 38 Special is going to be playing. A few other people. I forgot who else is going to be playing. What the fuck is Yacht Rock, and when did that become a thing? I totally missed the boat, pun intended, on that.
Will I go? No. Have I ever gone? No. It's not
really. I know. I like 38
So,
Special. 38 Special is a good band. You
they have
know.
one song that I even know. Like that's like one. Uh, And that's it. They have the one song, and I'm like, well, that's great. I'm
Yeah.
really not a classic rock kind of guy. I'm just not. Like, it's not my thing.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm like, what the fuck is yacht rock, and where did that term come from, and why has it been around for so long? What the fuck is yacht rock, and how is 38 Special yacht related? How's it? What does 38 Special and like Bad Company? What do they have to do with yachts?
You want to go?
Nobody on
Come
nobody on yachts is listening to Bad Company.
No, no, absolutely not. No. Like
I
I
don't know
know.
what kind of shit they listen to, but it's not 38 Special.
No.
Like Rod Stewart, maybe.
Like I don't. Uh,
My heart is speaking.
yeah, Pop. Huh? Get over here with it.
Poison consider yacht rock to you? So yacht rock is like 80s classic rock now, like Rick Springfield and shit like that. Is that considered yacht rock? I don't even know what the definition of yacht rock is, so I don't know who fits into the yacht rock
Loud cars coming,
genre.
the loud talking, not caring about coming up here,
Oh shit!
banging around with that damn phone there. And you know what time it is?
Yeah.
He's already jumped 2 or 3 times. I was in bed.
Okay. Oh.
He woke up, called that.
Soft rock. Okay, soft rock. Thank you, Denise. Oh, he's in trouble. Poison Rat and Great White. Oh wow. My first concert was Death Angel. Uh, should we let you go, Tony? Okay, we're pausing. So anyway, so while he's dealing with that, guys, some other stuff coming up here. Uh, if you're into comedy, there's this guy coming, Hassan Minaj. Uh, he's pretty funny. Oh, speaking of Rick Springfield, check this. Rick Springfield, Loverboy, Greg Kinn, and Tommy Tutone are coming to town. White Zombie was last. No, Rob Zombie was last week with Marilyn Manson. So yeah, so that's cool. That was a good, cool show. Let's see what else we got going. Oh, Guar's coming later this year. Let's see here.
I
Oh,
don't know about that, to be honest.
what's that?
War.
You know, yeah, I'm with you. It's a little awkward, but
I mean,
Charlie Daniels.
all right. Like
Uh,
with any, if you
hey,
lose,
funny you
believe
mentioned Charlie Daniels.
on
Charlie
the
Daniels, Denise, Charlie Daniels is going to be coming to the Innovation Amphitheater in Winder, Georgia, on August 31st. So yeah, next like a week and a half, he'll be in Winder.
you must have the remote. I figured.
Skinner's coming in September 1st. Leonard Skinner and Hank Williams Jr. Hey, there's a concert for you folks out there.
Don't like Leonard Skinner, but I would like to see Hank Williams Jr.
You don't like Leonard Skinner.
No,
I
hell no.
did, you know, I didn't like Skinner when I was younger, and they're not really my style. But you know what? I've grown to appreciate their music from a musician standpoint. They're a really good fucking band, dude. I mean, yeah, their music's kind of, but dude, I mean, they're a really good. They're a really good band.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. This is not my style.
I got you, Tony. You're hardcore heavy metal all the way. Gotcha.
This
But
is
you
not
know, I'm
my
gonna
style. I have
if
style,
you
that's not it.
hey Mableton guys, Brian McKnight is coming to Mabel House on September 1st. Start back at one. That guy, you know, from the early '90s.
Hmm.
Or if you're in R&B,
That's actually a town show for us because that's where we're from.
yeah. Let's see who else who's coming here. That's worth mentioning. If you're into hip hop, you got G-Eazy, Ty Dolla Sign, Lil Uzi Vert coming on the 5th.
Who is?
I'm trying to be equal opportunity here. Oh, Childish Gambino is going to be on the 6th. Liz Fair is coming. Not, I've never been a fan of hers, but she's coming.
Is Liz Fair a person or just the name of the festival?
It is a actual person. It's a group or something. I don't know. I don't know a ton about it, but you know, I just knew it had to do with a lot of chicks. So I'm like, whatever. It's like girl power. Like I just assumed it was a lot of like lesbian chicks who didn't want anything to do with guys. So I just ignored it.
For the most part,
Right.
what it is.
I knew that's misogynistic, and it truly was misogynistic of me at the time. I just didn't care. So
Mm-hmm. All right,
uh,
I have to get off here because apparently I'm being loud and waking up my granddaughter.
oh well, don't do that.
No, no. So I'm gonna jump off of here.
Well, all right then, Mr. Tony. We'll catch you later.
All right.
And there's a lot of people just joining us. So yeah. So bye, Tony. We'll see you later.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. And I'll
Bye.
just I'm going to turn this into a sort of your pseudo your Atlanta. By the way, guys, I'm starting a new show online. I'm still working on it. Got some bugs to work out, but like the Your Atlanta page. If you want to stay up to date on all the stuff happening around Atlanta, stuff like Deep Purple and Judas Priest coming on September 14th to the Verizon Wireless Amphitheater in Alpharetta. Judas Priest and Alpharetta just sounds wrong. Just seems like that's the wrong place for them. But, you know, hey, whatever. Uh, anyway, Your Atlanta, it's on Facebook. We're on, I think we're on a couple, I think we're on Twitter too, but I don't know. But anyway, man, look, we're going to start doing, we're going to try to start doing weekly shows. It's going to be an actual show. We're going to go out and shoot video and show you places around town you might not know about. And so check that out. It's going to tie into a lot of the other stuff that I work on. I'm all about some local entertainment. All right, good night, Denise. In fact, good night, everybody. Let's go ahead and call this thing a go, and we'll catch up another night. Maybe next week we'll do another one. But thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you share the video if you like the video. Tell your friends to watch these crazy assholes talk about stuff they have no business talking about. And dude, seriously, go like the Your Atlanta page and follow us, and you know, support, man. If you like what I do on Your Atlanta, keep watching and help me build the thing. I'm trying to build the whole thing here. So I'll see you guys later. I'm going to sign off. Have a good night. Tony and Carl talk shit. Episode 3-ish, I guess, is a wrap. So see you folks later.